Hey there. A word of the day is visceral. Strong word, dangerous, maybe even sexy. Except when it's paired with the word fat. Visceral fat. Dangerous, but not so sexy. No. Visceral fat is different from your typical subcutaneous fat. Okay, subcutaneous fat is the fat that lies between your muscle and your skin that you have on your legs, your booty, the back of your arms, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. Visceral fat lies, between your shoulders and your torso, between your shoulders and your hips, below the muscle. So you can certainly have subcutaneous fat on your abdomen, but it's the fat that lies below the muscle, sometimes called brown fat. And you'll maybe notice if you've kind of pushed on a beer belly before, it's kind of firm. It kind of pushes back. It's because it's below the muscle. The muscle's pushing out against the skin, and that fat is taking up a lot of space inside the abdomen there. And it's not just in the abdomen and around the abdomen, around those organs. It actually gets into the organs. So you have a fattier heart, fattier kidneys, fattier liver, and a fatty intestines. So it gets into those organs, of course, causing the risk of disease, as well as the inflammation it causes. Actually, visceral fat is far more inflammatory. It actually has a lot more white blood cell activity in the visceral fat. So that means your immune system, I should say, is attacking. And of course, any kind of inflammation leads to all sorts of disease. And when you have white blood cell count, autoimmune, it's associated with not heart disease, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, okay, because that autoimmune function. And then it also, visceral fat, has its own kind of hormonal activity that it creates. It interrupts the communication between the cells, okay, so hormones that we don't typically hear about, like leptin or tumor necrosis factor. But it also interferes with hormones we have heard of, like estrogen, and maybe some of you have heard of prolactin. Okay, so in women, the estrogen and prolactin, it's already present in their bodies, so they might just notice a little bit of weight gain from that, extra weight gain, because estrogen is a fat receptor. And so an increase in those hormones are going to cause an increase in weight gain or fat storage that isn't going to want to move. But in men, because estrogen is kind of at low levels typically, it's a little more evident in the way of formation of what's called man boobs. So this estrogen and prolactin actually start creating breast tissue even in men. So it's not just fat being stored in the so-called man boobs, you're actually creating breast tissue. So that's obviously, not good. Not what most men are looking to do. So what can you do to reduce this visceral fat? Well, visceral fat is typically stored through big waves or activity from insulin. So high insulin reactions from high glycemic foods. So obviously sugar, very processed starchy foods like crackers, cakes, cookies, cereals, processed cereal, that whole wheat stuff. Wheat is just as high glycemic, actually more high glycemic than sugar. It's actually one of the highest glycemic foods out there. So you put it in all this processed food that's supposed to be good for you that we're eating, get the fiber, and we end up getting a big insulin boost. So your special K might be giving you some special B cups, that is, right here. Probably not the look you were going for. So reduce the processed starches and sugars. And if you're trying to lose weight, don't compensate it. Obviously you want to go for like beans, veggies, nuts. Don't start, looking for, don't replace the calories for calorie, starch for starch just because it doesn't have wheat or maybe a lot of added sugar in it, with a bunch of mashed potatoes or pasta, again, wheat. Don't move towards the rice products or gluten-free in the same quantity, because you're going to get a similar insulin reaction. But go for more high fiber, as in not grain fiber, but plant fiber foods, like I said, beans, nuts, veggies. Okay? Those are the carbs you want to start going for and start dropping the weight. And then the hormone levels will actually reduce, and hopefully so will the man boobs. Talk to you later.